In deserted forests, in the middle of scorching deserts, or on the surface of lakes as calm as mirrors, there are structures that, if we did not know in advance, we would believe that they are the work of human architects. But they are not. They are created by creatures only the size of a hand, with fragile wings and diligent beaks. Bird nests. These are not ordinary nests to shelter from the rain and sun. These are solid fortresses, luxurious villas, high-rise apartments, or even miniature cities. Built with leaves, small branches, mud, grass fibers, feathers, and sometimes even picked up metal or glass. Without measuring or drawing, they still follow the most sophisticated, durable, and effective physical principles. From the deserts of Africa to the jungles of South America, from the swamps of Asia to the cliffs of Australia, 15 species of birds have amazed the whole human world with their miraculous ability to create. There are birds that knock on tree doors to carve out a home deep in the trunk. And there are species that hang their nests like baskets in the sky, swaying in the wind, but as sturdy as if anchored by steel. There are species that build maze-like nests with dozens of separate rooms for each bird family. There are species that choose the water surface as their foundation, building floating nests that can adjust their height according to the rising and falling water levels. And there are also species that know how to use saliva to create a natural glue, helping their nests stick firmly to vertical cliffs. 1. Woodpeckers, feather, and wood users. In the world of birds, not everyone chooses a branch to start their life. There is one species, silently and persistently, that chooses the tree trunk as its foundation. Woodpeckers do not build nests in the traditional way. They dig deep into the tree trunk, using their own beaks as drills and each feather as a cleaning brush, cleaning the living space. Their nests are hidden apartments, discreet, cool, just enough for eggs and chicks. But what makes woodpecker nests special are the small auxiliary holes, where they hide their food reserves. It is not by chance, but a survival strategy written in time. Each knock is not just a signal, but an echo of a silent work in progress. 2. Social weavers, architects in the desert. In the arid regions of Africa, where dust and sand cover the lower trees, social weavers create a wonder in the wild. Their nests are not for one family, but for the whole community. A giant mass of woven grass, leaves, and dried straw, which can weigh hundreds of kilograms, hangs like a communal roof from a tree or a power pole. Each entrance is a private room, and inside an entire apartment for one generation after another. The nests are designed to be airy, to keep out the heat, and to protect against predators. Sustainable, rational, and unique, reused year after year. A symbol of symbiosis and organization. No drawing board needed, just ancient instinct. 3. Oropendola, hanging hammocks in the sky between the tall trees of the Central American rainforest. Oropendola nests are like long baskets swinging in the wind. They don't stay still, they sway, swaying to the rhythm of the branches. This isn't just a coincidence. It's a natural warning system. Anyone climbing the tree will shake the nest, and the mother bird will immediately notice. The nests are woven from thin, soft, yet resilient tree fibers. Oropendola hang 10 to 20 nests close together like a floating settlement. And each time the wind blows, one can see a dance, where the cradles sway in a combination of protection and aesthetics. 4. Vogelkop bowerbird, the wordless painter. Not all birds build nests to live in. For the Vogelkop bowerbird, the nest is a stage, an aesthetic library, an artist's personal statement. The male weaves branches into an entrance, then carefully decorates the space around it with shells, colored stones, glass fragments, butterfly wings, and sometimes even plastic objects left behind by humans. They don't do it haphazardly. Every object is placed with purpose, from color to placement. This is pure installation art, used to attract a mate. A living, wordless display that says it all. That beauty, even in the deep forest, is life's most powerful language. 5. Pyabird, weavers of silk. In scrublands and open forests, pyabirds quietly make the most beautiful nests on the planet. Their nests are intricately woven bags, suspended from tree branches, with narrow necks like bottlenecks leading into a spherical chamber. They use long grasses and flexible plant fibers to weave thousands of precise knots. Some male birds build multiple nests, not to live in, but to show off their skills. Each knot is a message. I can protect our children. Architectural mate selection, not ostentatious, but fierce. 6. Southern macaw, architect of the tropics. In the scorching heat of tropical South America, the macaw is not only a beautiful bird, but also a master nest builder adapted to the harsh climate. They use high-quality grasses and plant fibers to build their nests. But the special thing is the direction of the wind. Macaws know how to choose a location so that the nest always receives cool air, limiting heat and mosquitoes. The nests are designed like naturally ventilated houses, with proper entrances, sun protection, and strong enough to protect the chicks from harsh weather. When the breeding season is over, they don't cling to the old nests. They tear them all down and start over. It's as if they understand. The best home is the one that works for the moment. 7. Parrot, minimalist architect. Don't be fooled by the parrot's small size. Their nests are not massive or ornate, but they are examples of effective minimalist design. They use thin, flexible plant fibers to create a small but sturdy, spherical nest that can expand slightly as needed. A flexible home that adapts to change. Moreover, their nests are perfectly camouflaged. Their shape and color are exactly like a part of the tree canopy. No predators will notice. Living quietly but safely. That is the parrot philosophy. A simple lesson. No need to show off, as long as you are warm and safe. 8. African jacana, the water nest builder. In the surprising world of birds, the jacana has chosen to do the opposite of everything. Build its nest on water. No branches, no land, just lotus leaves and duckweed. But they know how to use aquatic roots to form a base, weave in grass and rotten wood, and create a floating nest. Their nests are like living rafts, rising and falling with the tide, swaying gently with the waves, and most importantly, stable enough to hold eggs and chicks without tipping over. In a world that is constantly changing, the jacana has figured out how to live on water without being swept away. A profound lesson in flexibility and adaptation. 9. Ovenbird, the potter without a kiln. Not all birds opt for leaves or grass. Ovenbirds make a bold choice: mud and saliva. They use the mixture to build up layer upon layer, ring upon ring, a dome-shaped nest that is as hard as brick, dries quickly in the sun, and can cling to a cliff or vertical wall. Their nests have a spiral entrance, preventing direct drafts, and inside is a small, warm, quiet room. where the eggs are protected like in a bioceramic kiln. From raw materials, they create a solid place to withstand all climate changes. Creativity does not need to be luxurious. It just needs to be appropriate. 10. Magpie, the architect who built a castle in the trees. If there is any bird that builds its nest like an ancient fortress, it is the magpie. Their nests are not only large but also extremely complex. The outside is a dense layer of dry branches, protecting against all predators. Inside is a maze of passages, egg-laying rooms, resting rooms, and even a storage room for food. They don't build nests for one season. They can be used for years, adding layers, expanding spaces, and rebuilding rooms each year, like a castle in constant renovation. And amid the seemingly chaotic branches, there is a surprisingly rational living system. A small city in the trees, but enough to support an entire family for generations. 11. Sweetbirds, architects of the adhesive instinct. While most birds seek out branches or bushes to build their nests, one species takes a bold and seemingly unthinkable approach. Sweetbirds don't build their nests on branches, but instead glue them to sheer cliffs, even flat walls or cave walls. But here's the magic. They don't need glue. They make it. Using their own saliva, the birds glue straw and leaf to the steep surface, attaching each layer of material with a strong biological adhesive. The result is a hanging nest, sturdy and almost inaccessible to any predators. Living in a dangerous place, their nest is a symbol of absolute safety. 12. Chimney birds, the tireless builders. There are nests so large that they seem to belong to an ancient creature. They are the nests of species like the chimney bird, which has a habit of returning to the same nest over the years and continually expanding it. The original nest may be just a small nest on a pole or a roof, but each year add a few branches, a layer of leaves, a new floor, a new corridor. Their nest can weigh hundreds of pounds, hold multiple generations at a time, and often have house guests, other small birds that come to live there. It's more than just a nest. It's a community center in the sky. A veritable complex, patiently expanded bit by bit. 13. Fashion weaver, soft engineers. In the rainforests, there are birds that not only build nests, but also design them. They use soft fibers, dried flowers, thin grasses, sometimes even vines and spider silk to weave a hanging bag that is slender, soft, and almost invisible. It is the nest of the fashion weaver, a bird that builds nests like designers make dresses. Each nest is like a natural, cool cocoon hidden among the foliage. Not only beautiful, but also very effective, keeping warm, sheltered from the wind, and extremely difficult to detect. Beauty is not just for looking at, it is for living. And in this case, living peacefully, warmly, and absolutely safely in a dangerous world. 14. Great Restive Reef, a floating home on turbulence. Not many birds choose water as their foundation, but at Great Reef, their nests not only float, but also adapt. They use aquatic plants to form a nest base on the lake's surface. What's special is the natural net layer underneath, keeping the nest stable in the water, not drifting. And when the water level rises, the nest floats. When the water level falls, the nest lies down. In the eyes of modern architecture, this is a floating house with the ability to adapt to the environment. But in nature, It is only the result of millions of years of selection, where intelligence does not come from education, but from the silent understanding of life. 15. Unnamed meganest birds. Unnamed in file, but clearly described. Imagine a nest larger than a large table, with dozens of rooms, layered like a maze weighing hundreds of kilograms. That is the nest of the last special bird species on the list. They do not build a nest once and then abandon it. They keep expanding it. Each season, they add corridors, more egg chambers, more resting rooms. Inside the nest is a world of its own. An egg-laying area, a warming area, a resting area, a warning area. There is a dry keeping system, soft fiber insulation, and layers of mud or feathers lining the floor. It is not unlike an eco-apartment in the canopy. They do not know the word architecture, but their instincts make them create structures stronger than concrete, warmer than a fireplace.